Alright.
Everyone
Everyone get your acting voices on. Alrighty.
Ugly.
Alright, welcome to it! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our very first Boku no Clout cast. Boku no podcast? What do we call ourselves? Boku no Clout cast. I like that. Boku no Clout cast.
You're the only one.
Alright, just to, I guess, give a quick introduction to what we are and who we are and what we do. This is our podcast where we will review anime, address the culture, and just be fuckboys. This stems off our failed YouTube channel, which stemmed off our failed Twitch channel, which stemmed off my solo failed Twitch channel. So...
but there's another YouTube channel in there.
Oh, there is. That's right.
There's the regular guys.
Yeah, there was a YouTube.
Which was the branch off of the Twitch.
That's the branch off Twitch. So
right.
a lot of failed channels, but this one's gonna be it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah, this is where we shine.
This is it, boys. All right. So quick introductions of who we got here right now. We got my boy Zach.
Hi.
We got Ayo Deji. Just quick disclaimer to everything. Look, we're gonna talk about anime. We're gonna talk about just shit that's going on. We are not professional anythings. We aren't experts. We're assholes with opinions.
I'm an expert asshole.
I would like to go ahead and apologize for anything we have said or will say.
I don't apologize.
We have learned from our mistake. We won't do it again.
Fuck y'all.
If we say anything that offends you, please revert back to this part of the podcast and listen to that, and I hope it,
And suck a dick.
soothes you over. But no, let's just get into the shits. So
which was first?
We want to start off with so we talked about 3 anime that we were kind of all trying to make sure we're caught up on. We'll probably add more to the list, especially considering it's fall and we're they're releasing so many more anime right now. But
So many.
Quote unquote. But right now, the 3 that we are focusing on is Dr. Stone, Fire Force, and Demon Slayer. Alright, so let's start with Fire Force. What do you guys think about it? What's your thoughts?
So far, I don't know if it's anywhere near Soul Eater, because Soul Eater was just fantastic.
Why are you doing them?
Because it's by the same creator.
Oh, is it?
I can see
The
it.
person who created Soul Eater created Fire
I see
Force.
the art style.
Yeah, the art style's pretty
Especially-
similar.
The man.
Like, haven't you noticed in the beginning of the show, like, that skull? It's the same thing as, like, Lord Death.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
I just thought it was
A coincidence?
cartoon anime skull. Yeah.
I mean, because I know, I always looked at
There's
that
so
kind
many ways to draw a skull.
Yeah, and I saw it more of a, because like, Bleach and, like, Naruto, the director, or the creators talked a lot, and they bounced ideas off each other, and they, so I just kind of saw it as that. Like, it's just he really liked Soul Eater, so he...
I really like Soul Eater.
I guess he really did like Soul
connection
Eater.
That it was Soul Eater.
I mean, when
Soul Eater's not exactly at the forefront of my mind
Why
at
not?
any given time of day.
It should be.
Oh, come on. You know it was a fantastic manga
It's
and
okay.
okay anime.
It was okay.
But, like, it still started a whole culture. Like, back in the 2000s.
Soul Eater?
Soul Eater created it.
No.
Like, it helped the culture grow. I can name hella niggas who just enjoyed Soul Eater. For example, Xavier. He literally based his whole art style off of Soul Eater. His favorite character is from Soul Eater. And I can name lots of people like that. So I can't help but compare Fire Force to Soul Eater. And so far, it's not doing too bad.
I like it more than Soul Eater.
I don't think
more
I don't think I
It's
could
more.
say that.
It's more visually appealing. The story is weaker, but
I
as far as
disagree.
I'm concerned, 2 out of 3 Fire Force.
I disagree with the visual. I think Soul Eater visually was better.
No, man.
And I really
flames, like
the flames are cool. I'll give you that.
flipping around.
The
kicking
flames are cool,
motherfuckers.
but they only come so sparingly.
Not even.
Yeah.
Every episode has had a fight so far where they have showcased.
No,
abilities.
not. They've showcased abilities, but they haven't done it in a amazing way. Like,
I mean,
sure, you can have every episode of Avatar had firebending, but there were certain episodes where they really did some firebending. Right. So that's my thing. So, but
Soul Eater never did that.
Well, no, but what I was going to say with Soul Eater is everyone had a fast-paced fighting style. So every single fight that there was, I loved seeing, I loved watching Maka spin Soul around and do all this. I love watching.
It's just nice.
Yeah, I love watching Death the Kid jump around and shoot the guns, and so,
I think fire shooting everywhere is better. More visual. It's flashier.
I don't know. I love seeing
that primal caveman part of my brain.
You are caveman.
Love seeing motherfuckers shooting fire.
Weak ass caveman.
But Blackstar, my nigga, he has one of the greatest fight scenes in the whole anime.
But he was rarely showcased.
I mean, I will give that.
In every episode we get to see.
Yeah, Soul Eater, it wasn't a fight every episode.
And not only that, but even every fight they had wasn't
big,
wasn't cool or flashy. Yeah, and especially for me, it was because they had so many different characters that they were following. Not all of them had fun, interesting fight styles.
That's
right. So now that they're following one character who has a flashy fight style, every fight he gets into is gonna be flashy.
But every fight he gets into is it's 15 seconds too. His fights aren't long, and they don't have many attacks.
Well, I mean, every major fight he's gotten into.
You're talking about flashy fighting styles. What about Arthur? He uses a sword. You know, the plasma sword. Is he flashy to you?
No.
Because he's gonna have his own fights in the show, of course.
But I like him as a character.
But yeah, as a character,
I like
character, he's funny. And
all right, let's get some cohesion. Let's deep dive into the show. Okay, so artistically, we all do enjoy it, yeah.
Except for you and I talked about the metal steampunk.
Oh yeah, so aspect. the clunky firefighter suits are kind of.
I'm not a fan.
I don't like it.
I like them.
I get it.
They're different.
It's kind of based off of reality,
real
but
right.
Cranked up to 11.
Sure.
But it's just not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool to watch. Like Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Who was just this big dude. He looked dumb.
Yeah.
He was I'm a big dude in a big suit, and I shoot metal or fiery rods at people. I was not
a fan of it.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about their crazy big.
But that's just the 8th company. They have weird ass outfits for some reason. But all the other companies look fine.
No, they all.
Company,
it's a uniform.
No, it's
priests. They look dope as well.
No, it's the priests and the lieutenants who get to have a cooler outfit, but everyone else wears the same shit.
Yeah, look at the captain of the 8th, and then who else was it?
The captain of the 8th looked like a fucking knight. He's so cool.
Only because of the gear that he has.
Yeah.
Because he has no powers. I don't know. I just don't like the aesthetic. It's not as bad as it was, but I just don't like the aesthetic.
Yeah. How are we feeling about the story?
The story, he's trying to find his brother, right? That's basically the whole reason him becoming to save people and find his brother.
Well, no. Finding his brother is. I guess we should also say spoiler alerts. Okay, it is October 11th. If you have not watched
12 episodes,
if you've not watched up to this episode, spoiler alert. Sorry, but no. So
what the fuck are you doing?
It started with him, just wanting to be a hero.
He made a promise.
And he wanted to find out what happened.
Yeah.
But he didn't find out about his brother until 2 episodes ago or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
it wasn't confirmed.
Right.
Until the most recent, 11 or 10.
Yeah. So.
But he had suspicions for a while.
So yeah.
Ever since he fought the traitor from First Company, said he was kidnapping kids. He was taking kids from.
Oh
fires.
Yeah.
He was taking kids from fires, and he also knew that something wasn't right with the story of what happened that night because a lot of people said it was his fault. And he said he knew it wasn't his fault, and he saw something in the fire.
Yeah, he saw someone there. Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the story,
but so he made a promise to protect his family, and he made a promise to be a hero. He couldn't protect his family because they supposedly died in the fire or whatever, and so he was like, "Well, then I'm going to go all in on this hero thing." And I really like that about the show because it's just because it does add, like, some funny moments, right? Where he's like, name me, knock some sense into that bitch guy, or whatever, right? Like, I love that. And he changes his hero name based off of whatever
the situation.
Based off the situation.
And on the episode.
And yeah, really. And it's so funny. It's always a fucking mouthful.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny to hear him call it out and then punch somebody in the face. Like, it's really funny. And it's not as cliche as I was afraid it was going to be at first, because at first when he said it, I was like, oh, this is some Naruto ass shit.
Sure.
But then I was like, okay, he's not actually shooting toward position.
Right.
There are no heroes in this world.
He's already technically made it. Like, he is the position.
Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't care what position he is. He just wants to save people, which makes him a hero. So I really like it. I like that aspect of it a lot. And then I like the mystery element of it. I do feel like they're kind of rushing it a little bit.
So that, I was going to say, that is definitely my complaint. And honestly, I was going to get into it a little later, but I'll touch on it now. I feel like all the new anime, so all the new gen anime, if we're considering whatever we consider new gen in the past, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever years, all the anime is rushing. It feels like a lot of them are just kind of speeding through these stories, speeding through time, speeding through arcs, and not really giving you that longevity.
And you don't have to have 5 episodes of assholes yelling at each other.
Right, no one's asking for DBZ, but...
Right. But take the elements that you've set up and explore them.
Right.
Like, in Fire Force, he goes in one investigation and learns a major fact.
A major plot.
That, his brother's alive, right? Or, on his first day of investigating First Company, he finds the guy that's infecting people with the insect, right? So it's like, this could have been an arc.
Yeah.
This whole investigation could have been an arc, and it could have been played out where he's investigating,
a big mystery,
they're getting hints here or there.
Yeah.
But no, the very first time, the first fire that they're called to, he finds the guy who's infecting people, and they're like,
but we can't blame that on the anime though, because it did the same thing in the manga.
I know.
Right. And so, okay, no, that is fair. And so then the point we are making is we're talking about manga and anime. When we're
talking about an anime, a faithful anime adaptation, we're talking about the manga too.
And
we're talking about the story.
Faithful as fuck to the manga.
Right, but he's saying they're faithful to the manga.
Well, I know,
and that's what I'm saying.
That's fine, but then they're the same entity at that point.
Well, again,
you can criticize the anime, and it still you can still criticize the anime for that.
Yeah, well, especially when we're talking about story. But I mean, besides that, I definitely think it's an okay story. It's not the best story I've ever read or heard, but
I will say I wish they would just tell us more about the world, because we still don't know shit. Because they keep talking about how they want to find the cure for human combustion.
Sure.
And it's like, well, how long has this been a thing, right? Has in this universe, has it been since the dawn of time? Because it seems like their entire civilization is built around fire. You have firefighters, and you have the what do they call themselves? The Fire Force people or whatever. I forget what their official title is. But they're separate from firefighters.
The Special Fire Force.
Yeah. So they're separate from firefighters. But so you have firefighters, then you have Fire Force, and then you have the military. But all of them utilize fire people.
Right.
And so it's like, we don't know anything. We don't know jack shit about the world except that people spontaneously combust.
Yeah. And
it's like, and that's fine at first. Episode 1, that's all you need to know.
Right.
But it's like,
by episode 12,
right? I should have an understanding of how the world works. I mean, a good example is Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood does a much better job of setting up the universe than Full Metal Alchemist does, because they talk about there are other countries. I didn't even know there were other countries in the world of Full Metal Alchemist when I watched the original series.
Sure.
But they play a major part in the actual plot, and so they're introduced and explored in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and we learn about all these other different types of alchemy that are done. Yeah. And so you learn a lot more about the world, and that's why I always tend to lean towards Brotherhood, is because it's much more developed. And sure, in Fire Force we're only 12 episodes in, but at the same time, that's half the season. Yeah. Right.
Well, and I think it's also a big point to the whole idea of longevity, right? Because at the end of the day, we want a good anime, and we want it for a long time. So if you look at a lot of the big animes, a big thing is the world, right? Like if you look at, like you said, Full Metal Alchemist, you look at Hunter x Hunter, if you look at One Piece, even Naruto, even Bleach, even Dragon Ball Z, like there was this element of learning about the world we are now in, whether it was super extensive like Hunter x Hunter, where they were every season you were on a different area of the world, or even if it was something minimal, kind of like Dragon Ball Z, where it was like, look, there's Earth and there's Namek, and there was Planet Vegeta at one point. There's aliens. Like there's still this idea of there's always more.
Right, and even then they introduce this idea of like ki.
Sure.
Right, and then you can train it and grow it.
Right.
And potentially keep growing. Right, and so. Yeah, and I will take back one comment I said that it's episode 12, so we should already have this information. That's not true. What I should say is that we've already advanced the story so much that we should have all this other information, right? Because they've already discovered that there's a way to create human or infernals. They found out the people who are creating the infernals, the process in which they're doing it, and they found out why they're doing it.
Right.
All by episode 12.
Yeah.
And so if we are this far in the plot, then I should know more about the world that this is taking place in. Especially since the entire core of the story is about the human combustion. It's about how the inner workings of the main plot line of the story, the main central conceit of the story. If I've already advanced the plot that much, then I need to know more about the universe.
Facts. No, these are facts. Yeah, I mean, but again, what do you guys give it? Out of 10, so far what we've seen, what would you give it?
8.
I'm giving it a solid 7.
Yeah, I can.
Solid 8.
I can give it a 7. I can give it a 7, maybe 7.5, just if you want to be like that.
I mean, it could go up or down.
Definitely
from here.
Definitely. Like I said, I definitely enjoy watching the episodes, of course, but it's definitely I'm not getting big 3. Vibes from it.
Oh God, because
I mean,
never.
No, it's not big 3. It's not big 3.
Never yet.
But I'm not getting big 3 vibes. But I'm definitely enjoying it. And
I mean, I am looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how, the story advances and how things progress. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward because I mean, anime for me is just in a major slump. Like, there hasn't been anything that I was really interested in or looking forward to for a long time.
I mean, that's because you don't like Dr. Stone, which is absolutely baffling.
We'll get. I will say I've grown. It's starting to grow on me.
Yeah.
Because I've caught up.
Yeah.
And we'll get there later.
Yeah. Actually, that's a perfect segue. I think we've covered everything with Fire Force.
Yeah, segue.
Let's get into our second anime that we've been talking about, Dr. Stone. Now I know
Fire.
Ao and I.
Oh my God.
Ao and I really like Dr. Stone. Like, really, really like it. Zach is a little bit on the Debbie Downer side of it.
So
let's hear it. Go
for it. So yeah, so I read the manga, hated the manga. It was a slog to read through, and I just stopped after. Spoiler alert: they fake killed Senku. Right. I got through that part, and I was just like, okay, I don't care anymore. But so my issues worth it were. What's his name? Oh my God! Watching the anime, can't remember the Taiju is so much worse. Like he didn't bother me that much in the manga. I kind of liked him because he was energetic or whatever. But oh my God, I hated him in the anime. And when you
definitely got Asta vibes.
Yeah, he's like Asta to the nth degree. When you told me he was outed for a while, I was like, okay, good. And now I'm caught up. And yeah, ever since he left, and it was him in the village.
Right.
Doing straight sciencey stuff.
Yeah, with Chrome.
Yeah, I loved every
I love Chrome.
Yeah.
Chrome, I love Chrome.
I
don't think there's not a character I dislike. Like
Same.
I
like
I feel what you're saying with Taiju because as every one of my friends know
is their whole dynamic is
but like
cringe.
as everyone I know knows I fucking hate Black Clover purely because I can't listen to Asta yelling. And there was definitely vibes in the first couple episodes of Dr. Stone where Taiju is doing his whole and picking up all the stuff and like doing. And
he shouted every line.
Yeah, and I remember just thinking like, God, if this is going to be the whole anime,
I thought he was the main character.
I was like, I can't do it. Me too. At
thought
first, I thought he
character.
was too.
I 100% thought he was the main character.
Look at his hair. He can't possibly be the main character.
That is true. I mean, yeah,
but the entire intro is his perspective.
Yeah, the entire like first 2 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, it's his perspective.
But then they get rid of him, and I really
once they started doing the sciencey stuff, it was
stuff
very
really
cool. Like all the stuff that they had to go through to create the generator and like all of that stuff is really cool. And again, I really do like the characters. Like the little watermelon chick was funny.
Oh, Suika!
I love her.
Suika was funny.
Suika
hops into her little gourd and rolls away.
Yeah, I love
all of she squinted. I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, is she an old lady?
Well, you know what's funny is as soon as she did that, I knew what she was suffering.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, I have to go get my prescription redone.
Face.
I have to go get my prescription redone, and I was like, that's my face at work.
Yeah.
Like looking at the monitors and just like. So I thought that was so funny, so accurate.
She's an old lady actually.
I love all the characters like Gen, Jinro, Kinro. I love them all.
I don't know. I don't like
Ginro and Senku's dynamic.
I don't like them.
When they're both being discussed.
Yeah, when they're both being bastards. That shit is great.
Wait, what?
When both Senku and Ginro are like being like deceptive and like evil. Like when they were trying to convince Kinro to like cheat or whatever during the battle, how they were just like pushing him and they're just like, do it for science. their whole thing is hilarious.
I love how every now and then, what's the girl's name?
Kohaku?
Kohaku. Every now and then Kohaku looks over at Senku and is just like, you look and sound evil right now. And he's like,
so yeah, I mean,
I still think it's not like that. It's not that good, but if it keeps going like it is, because I'm definitely getting that like nation building vibe off of it,
which I think is what I'm desperate for right now.
If they go full nation build and it's like the Kingdom of Strength versus the Kingdom of Science, and I'll definitely be pretty hyped about.
So that actually brings me to the point I was about to make with the whole like nation building idea. So. Yeah, that's one of my favorite genres in anime is that whole nation building. It's one of the reasons why I really like isekai so much is because a lot of them do deal with that whole like you come to a place where you have to like build everything from the ground up, right? So I really, really like the idea. I like the fact that they kind of slow it down. So they talked about having to build this, this antibody pill or whatever, this cure-all pill. And instead of building in one episode, which I feel like most anime would have done by this point, they took, 5-6 episodes to build it and do, like, the whole tournament. So I really like that aspect of it. But one thing
I mean, that's like a jump 2,000 years in the future.
Right.
It had to be.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I really like the way they slowed that down. But at the same time, I will give them shit for the fact that they've only revived, 4 people? Yeah, only 4 people have been revived or 5 people, because Gen was revived, and then we do know that the Kingdom of Strength has like a small army, so we know that
Tsukasa, yes.
Yeah, Tsukasa has definitely revived more people since, but I definitely feel like they should have had a couple more characters. I feel like they should have played off the dynamic of having.
I feel like there's a perfect amount of characters right now, because not to mention the revived characters, sure they're minute, but we still have the whole village to talk about. Like Kaseki, the old guy who welds shit. He's a dope ass character who needs a bit more story. Kinro, Ginro's brother, another fantastic character. Magma.
Come on, Kasa, what's his name? Kaseki is definitely a throwaway character. Like he's just
throwaway.
He's there to build shit, and that's it. His backstory, his arc, was when they found out that he could build bases. Like they're definitely
give it more episodes. You'll see his greatness.
I don't think they're going to. They're not going to focus on him though.
Okay, he won't be a focus, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. They need
like a strong support.
Even strong is a tough word for me to use. Like I see him. I don't even know what to equate it to, but like I don't think he's going to be an advocate character. So like
they literally can't progress without him.
That doesn't make you an avid character. If I make you a character and you just disappear in the background, sure, you're doing important shit in the background, but how are you affecting my viewing experience? How is your character being in the frame affect what I am seeing and what I am like experiencing from this show? He's not going to be that, and I don't feel like many of their characters are going to be that. Because right now, if you really look at it, right, they're really focusing on Senku, which makes sense. They're focusing on Chrome, and they're focusing on the chick. Fuck, what's her name? Kohaku. Yeah, Kohaku. Which I'm fine with having a smaller cast. That's not my issue. But it kind of goes to the idea of if you get revived after 3,000 or however many years as a stone, like would your first move not be to get like 10, 15 people back up, like just to help with like especially considering
they mention that. So they say that
they said they're going to.
Well, no, they said the reason they don't do it yet is because they have to be able to feed, clothe, and shelter these people.
Right.
So if they go ahead and resurrect them all, they don't have the resources or the infrastructure.
But no, the resources are infinite because
I mean
the big reason why Senku needed to get your Musclehead back was because he couldn't do it all, right? Mm-hmm. And then they only got the chick back because he wanted it, and then they got the fighter because the lion. But I'm like, I don't feel like that's a valid point, is I guess what I'm trying to say, because at the end of the day, 10, 15 people in a land that has been untouched by humanity for so long can definitely survive. Like, if 2 people can survive that,
it's easier.
I would argue it's easier with 10 people. 10 people, like, collecting and doing shit, I would argue would be a lot easier than 2.
Because then you gotta control those 10 people. But if they do something,
honestly, I can see where you're coming from. But then
do you not know 10 people?
Trust within the group. If there's too many people,
sure,
I feel like
sure, but I mean, they all are in around the same area. Like, do you not know 10 people?
They don't. They make a point. Senku is only friends with Taiju and Yuzuriha.
Sure, but again, like, they're in a school. They're in a high school. You would know 10 people who you don't think are gonna wild out.
What if those 10 people died in the 3,700 years?
Then
their statues got broken.
Then show that. Like, that's my point. Like, the first thing when I was watching it, the first thing I said was, you need more people. Because Senku talks about how difficult it is by himself. He even talks about how difficult it is when he brings back Macho.
Pause on that. In the beginning of the show, you saw how extensive it was to create the cure of the
it was only extensive because they didn't know what they were doing. They were testing every single variable possible.
Once they have a cure-all.
Right.
And so once they developed the cure-all, they made gallons of it.
And so then going to that point, because what was frustrating was when they're going to go revive the chick, they walk past like 100 people. And I'm like, and they have, again, like Zach said, gallons of this shit. Like, yeah, you can't trust everyone, but at the same time, like, I do wish that they had maybe brought in a couple more characters. I do wish that because I mean, any society needs numbers.
They are going to bring in characters. It's the village. In Senku's mind, the stone people are relatively safe, or at least they're safer as stone.
But Senku didn't know those guys were there when they started. That's my point. If your logic is we need to start rebuilding society, I feel like one of the first steps in rebuilding society is having society to work it. And that's why it kind of bothered me that they were just walking past hundreds of people that could easily be helping them right now. And
I kind of get it, because you want to stick with who you know, and you want people who you know are going to contribute in a good way, and you want people that you know will listen to you, or at least be reasonable and not be stupid.
But would you?
All these hundreds of people.
But would you really rather go through a year? Because remember, Senku was up for about 6 months, and then when
3 or 4.
Right, and then when Taiju came along, he was there for another 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
I don't think they were, because when they make electricity, he says exactly how long he's been awake and how long it took him to make electricity, and it was less than a year.
Okay, but even then, like, would you want to go 7, 8 months being the only 2 people alive? Like, that... Step 1 to me feels like getting reinforcement.
I don't know. Senku's smart. I feel like he knows.
But
Senku's
even
smarter than us.
But even
So,
even with that,
I trust his judgment.
I feel like that just was it was something that bothered me in the beginning, and now I'm okay with it just because they did discover the other village. But it's like you didn't know that in the beginning, so I definitely felt I do wish that they brought in more characters. But I mean, that is really my only real gripe with the show.
I want to bring something up real quick.
Yeah.
Would you count Dr. Stone as isekai?
No.
Because technically, this is another world. It's not theirs anymore.
It's not. It is not
3,000 years into the future.
It's not another world. It's Stone Age Earth. Like it's. Not,
I mean, I guess
it's not
in
isekai.
my opinion.
I'd
It's completely different.
Yeah, I'd count it as an isekai.
What?
I would definitely count it as an isekai. So the one reason I wouldn't want to count it as an isekai is because most isekais usually have like a fantasy element to them, and I guess that's technically not in the definition of it. So by going off that, I would definitely give it.
All right, here's a question.
I feel like it fits almost every element except for that it's a literal other world with magic.
Is the devil a part timer in isekai, or the devil is a part timer?
Yes.
Technically, yes. Because the devil went from hell to earth, and he's trying to make a living there because he's bored. I feel like it's kind of an isekai.
Or is it more
like if SAO
life?
can be an isekai, if Digimon is an isekai, where you can go back and forth between worlds, then I don't see why the devil's part timer can be isekai.
No, I almost want to say no.
Really?
I almost want to say Devil's not an isekai, because
I would say it is, but Dr. Stone's not.
Because I guess I'm looking at this from my perspective. So when I think of an isekai, it's I don't know what's happening in that world. Watching The Devil's a part timer, I know what's
everything about the world.
he worked at McDonald's for a day or something. Like it's McDonald's. I know that. Like I know everything about this world. Versus
he doesn't.
Yeah, right, and he doesn't. And that's why I'll give Dr. Stone it, because it's like, sure, it is Earth, but it's Earth, 30,000 years or whatever later.
So what about a story where they get stranded on an uninhabited island? That's not isekai.
Technically, no, because
that's a good point.
It's the exact.
The main world does not exist in Dr. Stone.
So it's like, is Suicide Island an isekai then?
No.
So then
it's the exact same thing.
It'd almost be the
they
same
have
thing.
the exact same.
The exact.
It is. It is the exact same thing.
If you try to escape the island, you get killed.
No, okay. Let's say the island is a continent. It's huge. You will never explore the entirety of the continent in your lifetime.
Well, I definitely think there's also the element of getting back. Like, how does that work in it? Is it like, because I felt
like that's not the goal.
But no. But is it still a possibility? Like, because every action that they do, that's something you weigh. So like with certain isekais, right? It's like they say beat the game and then you go back. So it's like, okay, well then we have to live in this world and try to get through, like Shield Hero. Or you go, or you have something, or you go something with like Suicide Island, where it's like, sure we are around people, but they're not letting us back. Ooh. But there is a way. If we get past them, we can go back.
Well, what about like the 100? They're like, is that an isekai?
100? Ooh, that's a good question.
Is the 100 an isekai?
Is that an isekai?
No.
I don't know. Why not?
No.
I mean,
because you have to be transported to another world.
But why?
That's what it means.
So what if I wrote the exact same plot for 2 animes, but one I had them crash land on another uncharted planet or uncharted
I would say
island.
That's not an isekai.
But then another one, they get teleported to this island.
That's not an isekai. So how about this? Let's take 2 anime.
Right.
One, you're on a spaceship, flying through space. You crash land on a planet that has magic.
Sure.
Not an isekai.
Not an isekai.
Take the same character from the same world and have him teleported to the same planet. It's an isekai.
See, oh my god. See, I mean, technically you're right in saying that, but at the same time, if I
would
would
summon. Isekai means summon to another world.
Sure,
doesn't it?
but I'm also looking at this as in the sense of if someone comes up to me and is like, "Hey, I really like isekai stories. Suggest one to me." I would not now be like, "Well, this guy crash lands on a planet and it's literally the same shit. Just he didn't."
But Dr. Stone is not isekai. Dr. Stone shares nothing in common with Shield Hero. Shares nothing in common with Shield Hero. Because think about it.
This.
Part of it.
The
No,
thing
hold
in
on.
common
Let me
that
make
shares
one more
is
comment.
The difference in logic would be something that they share. Because in isekai, they have different customs and cultures. In Dr. Stone, they're literally marrying off someone to the strongest fighter. Like, that's different in custom and culture, isn't it?
Right. Well, he's saying that in isekais, there's usually, if you look at the elements of an isekai, you can find those elements in Dr. Stone. One being the difference of culture. So in many isekais, the main character will be from Japan, and he'll come into some night shit.
I mean, you could say the same about an anime from a character who goes from Japan to America.
I mean, yeah, but it's not to that extreme. Like, going from Japan, modern day Japan to medieval times is different than going from Japan to the USA. It's a degree of difference, and so you could argue that degree kind of happens with Dr. Stone as well.
Would some element of time travel be an isekai? If you woke up and wound up in 17th century Japan.
I mean, I think it also.
Would that be an isekai?
Well, I think another big part of isekais depends on the main character and like what his. Because again, I'm going based on if I had to suggest an isekai to a friend, what is his role? So if you wake up in 1800 Japan and you live as a farmer, it's not an isekai. But if you wake up in 1800 Japan
and are a scientist.
And I mean, but if you are a scientist and you're like, I'm going to develop the new world, the modern day by 1840 Japan, I would argue, because there's a lot of that element of creating things that have not been seen before in your world.
I don't know. I still
It's
maintain
hard.
it is not an isekai.
This is hard. That's a hard question.
What'd you say?
I said that is a hard question. Hold on,
Very.
got a punk calling me. Hold on.
Tell him to fuck off.
I know, right? Hold on, buddy. Don't you wait right there.
Oh, you guys are cutting off kind of. I can't understand what you're saying.
We're not really saying anything right now.
Why can't I? Anyways, hello, welcome to the Boku no podcast. Who's this?
Some bitch.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, welcome to Boku no
Sensei.
podcast.
Yeah.
Crazy. Nigga, we wanted to over or we were doing it through Discord or something.
Bro, we've been talked about this. We said 7 o'clock. Be here, be square.
It's 7:44, my G.
That's crazy. You said maybe like 7 o'clock.
And no one said anything contrary to that. So why wouldn't you immediately assume, okay, this is happening at 7 until otherwise stated?
They said something I texted.
Who?
It's in the group chat, I believe.
I said, let's
7
see.
o'clock. No one else said anything.
I said at 6:56, I said, alright, niggas, it's time to pod. At 7:15, you said, I'm gonna pull up right now. And then 30 minutes,
30
you
minutes
live
have gone
15
by.
minutes away,
30
and
minutes
30
have gone
minutes,
by.
nothing has happened.
You're the one responding, and I called too. I got that I'm gonna pull up right now.
Because we're in the podcast. What are we gonna respond to? We're podding, dude.
Don't say it.
Hey,
You're so dumb.
who's all over there?
It's the boy Zach, the white boy. Then we got the Nigerian persuasion, Ayo Deji, representing South Florida.
I'm in Central Florida,
Oh,
actually.
you're Central? Okay, he's representing Central. And
He's only saying that so they don't know where he is.
And then
I'm sorry, say it again?
it's your boy, Kenny M.
So, y'all. And so I was on podcast. Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Discord?
I like how you wait till after the stated time to ask, so are we doing this through Discord or in person? How are we doing this? Not the day before, not like this morning. Literally the time of.
Damn, that's toxic.
Except it fits.
Don't do shit.
It totally
They
fits
think it's very bad to be on time.
with the character.
What'd you say about being on time, nigga?
I said it's easy for that whole nigga Zach to be on time. Just be in his house. In fact, you still be late because he be in his room.
If I hadn't have been here though, I would have been like, hey, when is this happening? How is it happening? Where is it happening? And I wouldn't have waited until the stated time of said event.
You're stupid. Anyways, we're in the middle of a podcast. If you all want to pull up, y'all can pull up, or y'all can come next week. I don't know if we'll be able to.
One more topic, don't we?
We have like two more, yeah.
Well,
and then I don't know if we'll be able to like get you on Discord too, because AO's coming through and probably fuck up the audio. So pull up or not, or we'll catch you next week.
Bet.
We're gonna get back to this podcast.
Goddamn interruptions.
Enough of that. Anyways,
I was just gonna say I'd rather us not talk about Demon Slayer because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, have you? You're not caught up yet? Come on now.
What? I told you this yesterday.
I thought you meant like you didn't finish it because I'm only on episode 12. And you haven't started it. Jesus F. All right,
you haven't started Demon Slayer?
No.
Yeah. I mean we
Jesus.
are approaching. We are I think past 45 minutes at this point. So
the show is over, y'all.
Is it over?
Yes, it's done.
This season's done.
The season is done.
Damn. Well,
we go straight into the.
Let's go into this bracket.
Yeah.
Let's go into this tournament that we saw. All right. So just for the viewers out there that don't know what the fuck we're talking about. All right. So
first of all, I want to know who created this.
Okay. So
this?
Well, I'm about to go into that. So
because
there seems to have been a Twitter poll. I saw this on someone else's Instagram, so I didn't actually see the poll. There was a Twitter poll where essentially it looks like they were doing old versus new anime. And they did a bracket style Twitter poll where they, everyone voted on head-to-head animes, and Demon Slayer came out on top as the best anime
of all time,
chosen by Anime Twitter. So I guess if you hit hashtag Anime Twitter, you'll find these polls.
I'm gonna tell them they're fucking stupid.
This is just wrong. There's not many ways to explain how wrong this is.
I will say the one good thing this bracket does is have Fullmetal Alchemist beat Black Clover. Thank God they at least knew that.
But
all right, I'll give it to you, but shut the fuck up.
Let's listen to some of these, okay? So
hold on, before we listen to those, I want to make it really clear that when they say old anime, they only include like maybe 2 anime from the 90s, which is One Piece. And
so this is, this is
everything
really
else
like
is like 2000.
Yeah, this is like
really old.
This isn't really old.
This is like,
although it's 20 years old at this point.
That is true. So this is like 2000s anime versus like 2015 anime.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Attack on Titan losing to The Promised Neverland.
Never seen it.
I've never seen The Promised Neverland. I don't know what that is. What is that?
I don't know.
So The Promised Neverland is basically it's an orphanage where you have a bunch of kids living their perfect lives because they literally have nothing to worry about. But that's only what it looks like on the surface.
Oh, and then the bitch is killing them and they try to escape. No, I'm good. I'm so good on that.
No, dude, it's fantastic.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
What's wrong with you?
No, that's
Mute him.
That sounds dumb.
What?
Anyways, moving on, we've got One Piece losing to Hunter x Hunter.
Don't say it.
I can agree with that one. I can agree with that one.
Yes, because One Piece is trash.
Yeah, that's what I said. One Piece loses.
Is God tier.
No. I can agree.
Did you say One Piece is God tier?
Yeah.
Is God tier.
Kick him out. Kick him out of Discord. Kick him out of the podcast.
What is wrong with
No, I mean Hunter's better. It is. Hunter x Hunter is just better.
I don't even really like Hunter x Hunter that much, but One Piece is.
I mean, Hunter x Hunter's ending is pretty bad, and they kind of.
I think everything on this list beats One Piece. I think everything,
even Wonderland,
everything in the
even the Promised Neverland that you've never seen.
That I've never seen. It probably beats One Piece because I've seen One Piece. I know.
My Hero Academia beats out Berserk. I haven't watched Berserk enough to like.
Right.
Berserk
is.
But from what I've seen, Berserk is the shit. So.
Yeah.
I
really like the animation style.
Yeah.
Which is probably the big reason why I'm just like.
Berserk is a part of the 4. Is a part of the 4 seinen. It's Berserk, Gantz, Vinland Saga, and Kingdom. Those 4 are the 4 holy trilogies of seinen. And how can they can have the fucking My Hero Academia beat Berserk? What is? I'm sorry.
Did you say Holy Trinity and then name 4?
Yeah.
No, it's not a Holy Trinity. It's the 4 same names.
But you said it was a Holy Trinity and you said 4.
I said the 4.
Okay.
We have it on.
We have it on
Vinland
recording.
Saga, Berserk, Gantz, and Kingdom.
Anyway,
those 4 are god tier.
Anywho,
skip over that bullshit.
Black Clover losing out to Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, we can agree with that one
Thank
actually.
God.
Sure, yeah.
We can agree with that.
It is Brotherhood.
We've got Code Geass losing to Dr. Stone,
which is some grade A bullshit.
I don't know about that. Actually.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not.
No.
I read Dr. Stone. I know what's going on.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Code Geass is one of the best anime of all time.
Code Geass.
Code Geass is top 10.
Is not the best anime.
Code
Geass is top 10.
One of the best.
Code Geass is top 10 of all
top
time.
20.
No, top 10.
Not top 10.
Dr. Stone's is like top 10.
Honestly, Code Geass. Yeah, maybe I do throw it in top
20.
10. Maybe top 15 at the worst.
Code Geass has to be top 10.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be anything, to be honest. It's a great anime, but
Does SAO beat Naruto?
You'll see.
SAO beats Naruto. That's some bullshit. No.
That's bull fucking
No.
shit.
No.
Well, according
Absolutely.
to who?
Twitter.
These have to be like 12-year-olds.
No, it's like 5-year-olds, yeah.
They have to be.
No, these are the kids
That
in elementary school with fucking iPads. For a fact.
Absolutely bad.
No, they're bugging.
Naruto has
Everything.
one of the greatest stories of all time.
SAO is also just trash. Like, let's also start
Chill
there.
out. I like
SAO just sucks. It just sucks. It's
You either love it or
No.
you hate it.
Trash.
SEO has moments. SEO has, I won't say moments. SEO has portions that suck.
a lot of
I'm telling you, if you cut out all the shit, it's a good anime.
bullshit.
Yeah, there is a good cut in there. If you just
You
all of the weird living together bullshit, I don't care about. Cut that out.
No.
You know.
Yes. You frou ass
No.
nigga.
Right?
Frou as fuck.
No.
Have y'all never played a video game where you got married inside the game?
No!
It was relatable.
No, it's not true. I did get married to Lydia in Skyrim.
I love how you just yell. No, immediately.
But that was also because I got really bored of Skyrim and I was looking for shit.
I don't know. The only time I ever did a relationship quest in a video game
Mass Effect.
was Dragon Age Origins, and that's because that bitch was hot.
Oh my god. Whose man's?
She was.
Alright.
I was like, I hope there's a sex scene at the end of this quest.
Oh my god.
There wasn't.
Bleach beats Tokyo Ghoul.
Justified.
Yeah, 100%.
Entirely justified.
100%. And then, stop it. What? Oh my god.
No.
Fam.
Tokyo Ghoul is dope, but
No.
we gotta understand, like,
No, that's what Bleach
I mean,
beats.
I
Bleach was
agree
one
with
of
it,
the big
but
three.
It's not like a shoe-in.
No, it is a shoe-in.
It is.
It is a shoe-in.
It is.
Because
Take Bleach at its worst and Tokyo Ghoul at its best.
and
Bleach probably wins.
yeah. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul had the first season was good. It was its only really good season, and then even then it was kind of slow and kind of boring at times. So Bleach definitely, yeah, like he said, Bleach is worth.
I mean, we're comparing a more mature anime
Also,
to a shonen.
Well,
fuckface
but
that
even
is
then,
Bleach.
take Bleach's first 3 seasons and put them up against Tokyo Ghoul's first 3 seasons. Bleach still comes out on top.
Yep.
Take Bleach's first 3 arcs or first 2 arcs and put them up against every arc in Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
And Bleach still wins that fight.
Easy.
Because I mean,
Like, easy.
even with like SAO, take every however many seasons of SAO, put them up against how many seasons of Naruto, and I still give it to Naruto.
Yeah.
See, I guess I'm judging this by the ending, because Tokyo Ghoul's ending I did not hate. Like, out of the whole manga, it actually makes sense to me. I was absolutely fine. And then we get to Bleach's ending, and I want to fucking smack the mangaka in the face.
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault, you're right. But it could have been done better.
It's
Like,
Shonen
the execution
Jump's
was so poor.
It was Shonen Jump's fault. And
Yeah, I
he
guess.
just was like, I don't care anymore.
But
Alright.
to continue, yes. Dragon Ball Z,
DBZ.
Demon Slayer, what the fuck?
No, Demon Slayer does not beat Dragon Ball Z.
It's,
I'm so
There's
sick.
no way in
I'm
hell.
so sick and tired of these new fucking age anime people with their hatred for
It should-
DBZ.
this shit came out this year.
Like,
It came out this season. And they're like, oh yeah.
woo! No, Demon Slayer.
GOAT is the greatest of all time. Came out this
Honestly,
year.
I blame Ninja. It's all his fault.
Oh, has he been hyping it up?
Ninja has been hyping up Demon Slayer since like the 3rd episode.
So I love Ninja, but he needs to stop talking about TV. So he posted about Game of Thrones, right? He posted his dream ending for Game of Thrones, and his dream ending was some child of the snow sneaks into Jon Snow's room while he's sleeping, stabs him with a dagger, and then Jon Snow becomes the new Ice King, and it resets the circle. And boy, Twitter told him to shut the fuck up and go somewhere. Someone even posted there like, this is why people who binge watch shows should not talk compared to people who watched it over the years. Yeah. That would be the shittiest ending ever. And yeah, Ninja, I love the man. He stick to Fortnite.
You don't understand basic storytelling.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear a story that ends with, by the way, none of it mattered?
It starts again. It starts again. Yeah. Like, no, stop it. Ninja needs to go somewhere.
It might as well have had Ned Stark wake up from a dream. It's the exact same thing.
Wait, yeah, I blame Ninja and I blame Brandon Urie for why Demon Slayer is so fucking big right now.
And Demon Slayer, it's good. Like
it's good. It's very good.
I wouldn't even say fantastic. I would say very good. I would say
no. It's fantastic.
But why? Like,
I can explain why.
I was telling Zach this off
nigga hasn't watched it yet.
No. Hold on. But I was explaining to Zach, there's nothing that drives me to watch the next episode in Demon Slayer. Because not only do they really... Now, Demon Slayer's a fucking crime is they speed through shit. A year and a half goes by in one episode. They speed through fucking everything in that show. Which I don't hate, necessarily, but I do. But at the same time, like, there's no drive really to watch the next episode. We're not like on a time crunch to save his sister. So I mean, him saving his sister could happen this season. It could happen in 10 seasons. The elements of who murdered his family got introduced, but they didn't really introduce it in a fun way. So I don't really care about him chasing the guy down. There's like, it is such an okay anime to watch, but after I finish an episode, there's nothing that makes me want to click the next episode.
All right. So, to get back on topic, taking the same anime, what would we change, and what do you think would ultimately end up being the winner?
Oh, you already know for me.
Honestly, to put the greatest anime of all time, I would put...
On this list, it's Naruto for me. Easy.
Naruto beats everything?
Yes.
Naruto beats DBZ?
Yes. Naruto beats DBZ. Yes. Okay, let's break that down then. DBZ again is one of my favorite anime, but like, what does it truly have? Storytelling wise, it's okay. It's a very linear story with Goku getting stronger and beating the next strong guy, it's a solid story. You know, they kind of give you a little twist with Kid Trunks or with Trunks coming back from the future. They give you some fun stuff with Vegeta going evil and being good and evil and good, but it's a very linear story that doesn't have much character progression, and you don't really relate to the characters that well.
I have to fight you. I have to fight about you on that one. I find Dragon Ball Z to be a much deeper story than that. It has to do with, like, let's think about Goku, right? Since Goku was a child, he hasn't really changed much.
Sure.
Like, he's still the same goofball, right? But we're not just watching Goku, watching the world, like, change around Goku. He is literally the catalyst of everything.
I was gonna say, I will admit,
a good guy. Vegeta becoming a good guy.
Piccolo's a bad guy.
The androids being created. I'm
not
forming the world.
I'm not saying that there's no character development, but again, the development really is Piccolo, Vegeta, and Android 18.
Well, not only that, but look at those characters.
No, just everything. Literally every single bad guy being shaped. Like every single arc is shaped about what Goku is bringing to the world.
That's because he's an MC. Like, that's how MCs work. Everything's about them. That's
not all MCs.
Yeah, I mean, Naruto, everything's about him.
Like, Naruto,
everything's about him.
That's the type of MC. But there's no maturation unless it's, like, power level when it comes to Goku. He's literally the same kid over and over.
And that's good?
And, why is that a good thing? Why is no character development
He stays the same, but the world around him changes. And I really like that about Dragon Ball Z.
Why?
No, because I hate that because
he triggers.
He is on the spectrum. Let's be honest. Goku is special.
Well, of course.
So and
He's
like
just Chi-Chi day in his life.
and I'm like it's so annoying when you have this child ass man making dumbass decisions.
I don't think he. No, the only.
Okay, never mind.
No, I think what dumbass decisions did he make? The only really bad one was
Giving
returning of power.
Senzu Bean. What the fuck?
He thought Gohan was gonna win.
I don't give a fuck. Don't do that.
He thought Gohan was gonna win. Plus, it's like, how do you get strong? I don't give. Hey, no. I support Goku on that. Fuck Gohan hating to fight. No, fuck that. Gohan was supposed to be the realest thing alive. No, fuck that.
No.
Fuck Gohan.
Oh my god.
No, make that kid fight.
How fucking dare you?
No. How dare
He needs to
Gohan?
fight.
I don't care.
Anyway, even taking DBZ's like greatest character arcs, like Vegeta.
Sure.
Vegeta fundamentally is still the same person. He is still a prideful son of a bitch.
Right.
Just because he's not running around trying to
blow up
the earth doesn't mean he's gone through some great metamorphosis of change.
Mm-hmm.
Piccolo is still like a solo son of a bitch, right? Like he's still kind of a bad guy. Like he'll still kill a motherfucker when given the chance.
Sure.
Right. So, and 18. These are all characters that sure they're good now, but they haven't changed.
Sure.
They just don't want to kill our main characters anymore.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of character progression in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, look at Frieza. Frieza's been around for 20 years now.
He's been an asshole since day one.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed at all. So you
He's
cannot say that there is great.
He's just a pure villain.
You cannot say that there is great character.
We're
change.
not we're not disagreeing with you on what these characters are. What we are saying is that doesn't make good content, right? Zach just said Frieza hasn't changed, and you're like, well, it's because he's a bad guy. Yeah, we agree with you.
My statement.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't make good content. That's the point that he was making there. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the story and you look at just the emotions, like, I can't really think of a big emotional scene in Dragon Ball Z aside from the father-son Kamehameha, and maybe you go with what's it called? Goku dying later, like with the whole like heart disease or whatever, and him coming back. Naruto, I can count 100 emotional scenes in Naruto,
and not just with main characters,
and not just with the main character,
like fucking fat kid Choji.
Choji.
When I thought he died.
That shit hit.
Yeah.
That shit hit. That shit hit.
I was blown away by that.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z Super. I love the whole just at a certain
strong guy beating up.
At a certain point, that's what I want to see. I want to see a main character get stronger and just go beat some stronger asshole up. But now, when you ask me what's the best, I can't necessarily say that is the best.
What makes a better story?
Yeah, like. And then if we look at this list, right? So let's go back to the list. You know, because and Zach and I talked about this off mic earlier. You know, a big part of it also is longevity. A lot of these animes you can cancel out as soon as you bring up longevity.
I mean, all of them except for Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto.
Yeah. What about Full Metal? How long is Full Metal Alchemist?
Less than 100 episodes.
Like, 100 plus? No, like 70?
I said less than 100.
Yeah, you said like 70.
So yeah,
oh shit!
Episodes.
So yeah,
I think it's even like 50.
So even then, like, there is a certain element of longevity that comes with the idea of being the best, being able to stand on the top.
I forgot about One Piece.
In One Piece, being able to stand
on
the top.
I forgot about One Piece.
Being able to stand on the top for so long, definitely.
It matters.
It matters to the fact of you're the best.
Yeah, it matters.
So then looking at it that light, right?
Making one season of a fantastic anime,
right?
And that's all there ever
like
is.
Season 1 of One Punch Man, fucking great.
Yeah.
Am I gonna say it's the best?
No, yeah. Even before Season 2 came out,
right?
You wouldn't say that.
Right, like
was
it the best of that year? Maybe we could make some arguments in that realm.
Right. In certain contexts.
Right. When you limited, was it the best of the season? Sure, maybe.
Right, yeah. Once you've eliminated all the things that are better than that.
Okay. If you're putting all this into account, then I'm gonna have to say One Piece is the best.
Oh yeah, I already know that.
Wow.
Really, One Piece beats
if
Naruto.
All this into account, then yes.
One Piece beats Naruto.
No, we're not saying we're not saying just because it's long it wins.
No,
right?
I'm not saying that.
We're saying that it's weighted, right?
Yeah.
Quality and longevity are both weighted the same. So if something is really, really good, but only kind of long, then it's better than something that's really, really long, but trash. Like
One Piece is really, really good and long.
No! What? Okay, hold on.
First of all, pause yourself on that one.
Yeah. What about One Piece
You're right.
is good?
Pause the fuck.
What in One Piece is good? What makes One Piece good?
So, world building is on a fucking 10 when it comes to One Piece.
I'll give him that.
I disagree.
No.
I
don't
disagree.
know. I have to be on One Piece with that one.
What world being? What nations are there?
What nations? There are so many countries that
I mean,
just off the top of my head.
Just from what I can remember, what's the
Alabasta, Sky Island.
The fish people I
Mary
remember from.
whatever it's called. I can't pronounce that word, but like so many places.
There are
into.
Okay.
And they show you a world map of everywhere that they've been.
Like
Crash the Grand,
but the point,
like all that shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, after 20 years, they have not put in an equivalent amount of world building. They put in as much world building as Naruto did in 1/10 the time.
So when it comes to the world building and how long this damn anime is, I'm only going to say that
it took 400
the arcs
fucking
take forever.
chapters.
The arcs take forever because they're literally shaping a country every single time. They're changing from, I guess, like hierarchy systems to injustice to saving their nakama, whatever the fuck. Like, it takes a long time. I wish it didn't take as long, but I'm not the mangaka. I can't say. But not only that, the character progression is on fucking 10 when it comes to One Piece.
No.
The powers are really cool and innovative.
No,
Like,
I gotta stop you there. The powers are trash.
No!
The powers are trash.
The main guy is rubber. I'm sorry. It's rubber.
What's wrong with rubber?
What's cool about look at DC and Marvel. Both rubber characters in DC
Are
and Marvel
a joke.
Get joked on. Elastic Man and the Elongated
They don't
Man,
know how to
trash. But I'm
They
sorry.
don't know how to use it.
And also, his abilities are just bullshit. Like, I don't even understand him enough to talk shit.
His abilities are a combination between his devil fruit and then using hockey. So,
by the way, hey, shut up. It took him 10 years to introduce the concept of hockey. 10 years of this fucking show. It took him 10 years to advance his power set. He had rubber powers, the same rubber powers, no other powers, for 10 goddamn years. For 700 episodes.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, no. Ayo. No.
I'm sorry, I can't. I just... They're goofy as fuck.
And
I can't take any of them seriously.
What character has changed? What character has changed? Frankie, still a goofy motherfucker. Usopp, still a cowardly little piece of shit. Goofy, still a goofy motherfucker.
Wait, Goofy?
Did I say goofy or Luffy?
Wow.
Goofy.
He is goofy.
You said goofy.
I was like, did they add
Disney,
fucking Goofy
Disney
from
by One Piece?
God damn.
Luffy just
Might as well call
goofy
him
everywhere.
Luffy.
What?
Fucking Chopper. Exact same. Nami.
No.
Exact same.
Chopper, different. Nico Robin, different.
Zoro,
Frankie,
same thing.
different.
I don't even
Zoro,
know.
different.
I don't even know who the fuck y'all niggas are pointing at.
Brooks.
Like,
Same.
Brooks? Okay, that one. Yeah.
They're all the same, Ayo.
No, they're not.
They are. What? Okay, explain. How have they changed?
Nico Robin was okay.
Don't talk about Nico. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that. Go with
Nami.
like Zoro.
Or Zoro.
Okay,
The first
let's
one.
go with Zoro.
Let's go with Zoro. The first.
So, do you know Zoro's backstory?
How has he changed?
Yeah.
What was? Tell me his personality. Episode 1 when he came in. Tell me his personality now.
Episode 1 was that he was the lone wolf kind of guy. He will take answers from no one, and he does what he wants solely because he wants to so much.
No.
Sure.
And what?
No, keep going.
Okay. He finds Luffy, and he's very, he's like, I'm not joining your crew. Fuck you. I'm a pirate hunter. And he's like, nope, you're joining my crew since, you're already my first mate. What's up, my guy? And he will never get he never understood that until he fought side by side with Luffy and found the benefits in having someone to have your back. And as that progresses, they both have a similar ideal in mind. King of the Pirates, the best swordsman in the world. And we go to where Zoro finally has that fight with Mihawk. And he gets absolutely decimated.
Sure.
To the point where he swears to himself that he'll never lose again. Even to bow his head down. This prideful Zoro. To bow his head to Mihawk and be like, yo,
nigga, alright,
train me.
I don't need this whole thing.
He
Come
has
on.
never lost a fight.
What does that have to do with character progression?
Character progression, he
hasn't lost a fight because he hasn't fought anybody stronger than him
all
since
the damage from Luffy and put it into himself.
Okay,
And
so
just stood
here's
there like a badass.
And
Here's what I'm
you're
gonna
wrong because in episode 1 he joins
Yeah.
Luffy's.
I was gonna say, so
Crew.
here's the problem with it. Just because the character changes in episode 1 does not make it character progression.
Yeah.
How has that's my
Episode
fault.
2.
I did say from episode 1. From episode 10 to today, how has he changed?
He hasn't.
What has he gone through outside of losing the fight in episode 15?
Shouldering the hopes and dreams of his Nakama.
Oh my god.
As the first mate.
Has he ever said those words? No.
Well,
you are
not in- he never said
projecting.
those words.
You are projecting
But
on
he
him
has
hardcore.
proven it in one of the episodes
Proven what?
that he can shoulder the burden of the castle.
Also,
By winning in a fight. That's all he's ever done.
but also, like, did anyone ever doubt that?
No.
By episode
Anyone
30,
what?
did anyone ever doubt that with him? Like, by episode 30, were you sitting here going, oh boy, I wonder if Zoro's just going to up and abandon him one day? No, we all knew he was there for the long haul.
Yeah.
You look at someone like Neji, and you're like, yeah, you could argue, I wonder if Neji's ever going to not be a fucking asshole to people. And then he jumps in front of a wooden toothpick for Naruto, and there you go.
There he goes. He's not an asshole.
He's not an asshole anymore.
Yo, I'm triggered.
Because you're dumb.
Fucking
Y'all
what?
just don't. I just can't explain One Piece to y'all.
Yes, you.
It's a
Ayo,
shame.
Ayo. I kept up for One Piece for years. I stayed with One Piece until they went to fight the Beast King asshole, and I was
Kaido?
over it, and I was just over it. Okay,
Wait,
that's
So you went all the way to Wano.
almost. They found the island of the walking elephant or whatever, and I was like, I'm done.
Keep going.
I can't. I was like, no, I couldn't. It was an island that was a walking elephant, Ken, that was walking through the ocean.
What's wrong with that?
So
I was over it.
Anyway,
But
so,
that's how long. That was like chapter 800 or 900 or some bullshit.
yeah.
It was a long ass.
All right,
way
so
to
Zach,
that
what
point.
do you give as your best? What's the best one for you on this list?
So to me, it's either between Fullmetal Alchemist, Code Geass, or Naruto. The reason I'm not like super quick to jump on a Naruto
Right.
is because Naruto just went downhill
Sure.
for me.
The ending wasn't very.
Yeah, like
It started.
I
hot,
would
and
argue Shippuden just kept going downhill for me. Like there were great moments,
Right.
you know, like the
Jiraiya's
Sasuke,
death,
Itachi,
Sasuke
Jiraiya's
shit.
death, the pain fight,
Yeah.
all of that
Those
was probably like best moments or best arcs or whatever
Sure.
of the series.
Right.
But Shippuden on a whole for me
Was not very.
was not very good,
Yeah.
and the final arc itself was just garbage to me.
Yeah.
Like it was just utter garbage to me. But I contrast that with all of the original Naruto before Shippuden is all really, really good.
Yeah.
So
Original Naruto's.
right, so
Fucking
it's
amazing.
really hard for me because especially when we're talking about longevity.
Yeah.
If you look at it as a whole, for me, it's hard to do that because all I see is the ending.
Right.
Right. So looking at it all from a whole, I would probably go with Naruto. But yeah, I can't really decide between Code Geass, Fullmetal Alchemist, or Naruto. But I would probably have to say Naruto,
Right.
especially since we're just talking like enjoyment, like minutes of enjoyment.
Sure,
Just
that's another
because
thing,
it's
too.
so long and there are so many good moments
yeah.
in that show that there's guaranteed to be more just straight up hours or minutes of enjoyment
Yeah.
when compared to the others.
And also, none of us really talked about Dragon Ball Z. I do want to go on record because I will fight any kid that comes up to me and says it's trash. I fucking love Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is like
course, it's
a
amazing.
second for me in
I
this.
can't-
Like,
have you gone back to watch it?
I not in the past like 5 years, but I did before, and
In adulthood?
yeah,
Okay.
and I fucking loved it. Like, I mean, I'm sure I recognize that there was.
I tried to watch it
I
recently.
recognize that I was in love with the nostalgia, and I recognize I loved the idea of Goku. And then I'm also looking at a lot of Super right now because I felt like Dragon Ball Z and Super
Super's not good.
were very similar, and that's also where we disagree. I fucking love Super.
Oh, really?
I love
You
Super.
love Super?
Yeah, I thought Super's good. I mean, Super definitely had a lot of moments where I was just. I hated the Goku Black arc. I thought that arc was just
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, that was trash.
That was a
I
trash
don't know
arc.
What was happening?
But everything else I loved. I loved the Tournament of Power. It was a little long. It was a little drawn out, like Dragon Ball Z is.
What? But did you really? Because I didn't.
I love the Tournament of Power.
None of the fights felt significant.
In the tournament specifically?
Yeah.
I can agree with you on that, but they're still fun to watch.
No, I disagree. I think if you go even from the beginning, like Goku versus the Wolves when they all jumped him, that was dope. I love watching Master Roshi be Master Roshi.
Right. No, I will admit Master Roshi had. That's probably my favorite part. Of Super.
I will say a lot of the characters underperformed, which was really frustrating. Like Frieza should have taken out like 15 people. He ended up getting beat by the bunny.
I was so
really
waiting because Golden Frieza is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku, at least at the start of the series.
Right.
Because he whoops Goku's ass.
That's not exactly true. That's not exactly true.
It is exactly true. It is 100% true. Because they said...
No,
yes, it is. Yes, it 100% is true. Golden Frieza whooped Super Saiyan Blue Goku's ass when they first fought because he was so much stronger than him.
Right.
But...
And yes,
hold on. Let me finish. Throughout the fight... Frieza burned his energy too quickly, which is why he ended up losing. But at the start of their fight, Frieza was stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Right. Now, you could argue that this is several months later or whatever, and Goku could have been training that whole time and gotten stronger, whereas Frieza's been dead this whole time. So, I won't say that for a fact, during the Tournament of Power, Frieza was stronger than Goku, but I will say, for a fact, Golden Frieza was as strong as Goku. So and every time Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's so strong!" Right. So I was waiting for this moment where Frieza unleashed Golden Frieza, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, they have a second Goku!" Yeah. We totally didn't know that, and we totally were not prepared.
That moment never came.
It never did.
Which was really frustrating.
He went Super Saiyan. He went Gold Frieza, and then got his ass beat. Yeah. And it was like, oh.
By the bunny, by the fucking rabbit.
And it was like, oh. Because he kept
waiting.
Him. He kept waiting to use it too. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, he's gonna blow some minds when he finally does it.
Like when he does it,
Because everybody is like, Goku is the one to beat. Goku is the one to beat. We gotta beat him. And then the Universe 7 is out of the fight. We gotta beat Goku. We gotta beat Goku. And I was like, if they find out that there's a second fighter that is on that same level, they're gonna shit their pants. But they didn't.
So So Frieza was definitely underwhelming. Piccolo and Gohan were crazy underwhelming.
Don't even mention
18 and 17, they gave me what I could have hoped from the two androids.
Krillin.
Krillin. We're not talking about him. Tien, we're not talking about.
Oh, I forgot
Tien
wasn't even in there.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that they took out fucking
Majin Buu.
Yeah. I'm pissed.
I don't know.
No, I'm pissed.
I don't know why they did
it was
that.
Like, if you're gonna take someone out, take out Yamcha or not Tien. Take out Tien.
I would have rathered a sleeping Majin Buu to Krillin or Tien or both. I'd be like, we'll split Majin Buu in half and bring two sleeping halves of Majin Buu.
I wish both of the Trunks could have joined, to be honest.
I mean, that would only lasted 5 minutes?
No, the Gotenks last 30 minutes.
Oh, does it last 30 minutes?
The Tournament Power only lasts 45.
No, there you go.
Have them chill.
Relax.
For the first 15 minutes.
And then
fusion it up and go Super Saiyan 3 and whoop Pulsale ass.
Or no, you have them fusion before. That way you get 11.
When they defuse. I don't know if they would allow that.
No, I think because. Oh no.
Yeah, they almost allowed Potara, but they broke, didn't they?
Well, no, they
allowed
fusion.
They said you can combine during the fight, but they might have been like, that's cheating. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like, no, we'll sacrifice one. Kid Trunks is probably stronger at this point. Goten hop off. It's probably Goku's son. Yeah, it's Gohan.
He's Gohan's brother.
So. But back to the main point. What I was trying to say was Dragon Ball Z is definitely one of the top animes of all time.
Out of all Dragon Ball Z and Super
Right, of all of them. But so Dragon Ball Z is definitely the top.
When I first watched it, But
I mean, and then when I think about going, I'm also just relating feelings too. I'm trying to think of the feelings I had when I first watched it.
Right.
Even the feelings I had when I watched Super are still a lot higher than the feelings I get when I watch any of these.
Really,
which is funny the closest one for me would be of the newer anime would be My Hero Academia, because My Hero is so good at those moments. Those moments in My Hero are so good. It's just everything else that disappoints me.
Yeah. Lightning in a bottle, bro.
Yeah, really.
That
I think we're gonna say,
all
bro.
my.
We gotta wrap up.
Okay.
But anyway.
But yeah. So I mean Jesus, that took a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah.
I did not think it would take that. But granted, I mean,
we went on a lot of tangents.
And we kind of were summarizing these shows, whereas the next time it's just going to be talking about that one specific episode. So like we will fly through like the episode reviews a lot quicker than
a whole series.
The whole series review or whatever. So, but no, this has been our podcast, Boku no Cloutcast, or Boku no Clout podcast, or potting with the boys, potting with the regular guys.
The regular guys talk about anime.
The regular guys talk about anime. But yeah, we're gonna be back next week definitely. Talking about the new animes. There's definitely new shows coming out. My Hero will be out by then. I think Seven Deadly. I want to get into Seven Deadly Sins.
Please do.
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
In 2 weeks is AWA Anime Weekend in Atlanta. Zach and I, I'm pretty sure, are going. We have a couple other friends that may be going as well. So we might not have a podcast that week just because we're at AWA. And then we'll be able to come back and talk about it and just kind of all the cool shit we saw.
Oops, Tyreek asked for the Discord.
Yeah, he's alright. So, how do you end the podcast?
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bam!